Hi, I'm Doris with the X-Block Ruler Template Company, and today we're at the Fat Quarter shop, and this is my assistant Joy, and we're going to show you how to use the basic template made by X-Block, and we're going to use the bloom pattern to show you how to use that template.
Yes, so the quilt that's hanging behind me is called Bloom, and we did this quilt up with the Marikai line by Basic Gray for Moda. And so I'm just going to show you real quick how this block goes together. It's very, very simple. So first, we're just going to put two 2.5-inch blocks together here, squares, and then we have a rectangle, rectangle, and then another rectangle on the side. So just like this, we're going to sew two squares together with your seam pressed toward the flower fabric. Then we're going to sew these two together with the seam pressed toward the background fabric. Now these are all 2.5-inch strips. I had a Marikai jelly roll, so you can see I just pulled some strips out of my jelly roll and I subcut those strips into the pieces that I need to make this block. So now that we've got the squares sewn together and then our rectangles sewn together, we're going to sew those together and press that seam toward the flower fabric. And then we're going to put our side rectangle on, and that is going to give you this block here. So now we're ready to cut. I love to use a rotating mat. Just gives you a little more accuracy. You're going to take your BasiX template, and I love to use these little, they are called True Grips, and they're really going to help grip your fabric. This can be a very slick template, so you do want to use something on there to help grip your fabric and make everything stay in place. So now I'm just going to make sure that my seams are sitting right underneath those solid lines, and we have a 9-patch grid printed on this template. So you'll be using all of your seams there, and we're just going to cut all the way around. Make sure you line it up. If your template slips a little bit, just keep lining it up with those seams. And our last cut right here. And see your little wedges here? Do not throw those away. We always use our wedges, whether it's in a pretty border or we like to use it in other projects, but never throw these away. So now we have our unit, and you need 4 of these. So you're going to sew that block 4 times, cut it with your template, and there is your block. So now I'd love to show you how we deal with our seams, because you do see where in the center of this block you have a lot of seams converging in one area. So what we like to do is what I have termed popping the seams. It's also swirling, but all you want to make sure is that all of your seams are heading in the same direction. In other words, they're swirling around. So when you do that, you can open up this middle seam here and press that down nice and flat. And that will ensure that your middle of your block is not so bulky. So the quilt that's hanging behind us is the Bloom. And this is one of my favorite patterns because it does require a larger block in here, and I love colors. So I like to put a really bright, fun fabric in that block there. And so then I've used the Marikai jelly roll, which is also in this fabric line. So everything matches and it's beautiful. The Basic Gray designers have made this wonderful fabric up here that has really cute little sayings. So I did a little bit of a design there with using the sayings across there so you can read some things, and it's just a really cute line. You can buy the Bloom pattern as well as the BasiX template at the Fat Quarter Shop website. All of the links are below. Thank you so much for joining us today, and please watch our other videos.